Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Maddie Smith.
And I'm Michaela Matheny, and you're watching the Bulldog News Network. Check out this segment to learn more about junior Jenny Wilson.
She was born in October, and she was we always call her Pumpkin because she was born in October. She was fine until she was about 5 months old, and then she developed what they call hydrocephalus, and we had to take her to Riley. She didn't walk until she was 3 years old, and because with the hydrocephalus, her head grew to be about the size of a 3-year-old. And so she had to grow into her head, basically. And then once she started walking, she was walking, she was running. So she grew into that. I think it's just been a typical childhood, really, for her. She started school early. She was in the early childhood program when she was 3 years old. But so she's been in school since she was 3, basically.
It's a joy to watch her grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're glad to see her grow up. Over the years, Jenny, with her practice of that, has developed quite a bit of a talent. I went to pick her up from daycare, and she was probably 5, 6 years old, and there was some cups there she was stacking, and I had never seen it before. I didn't even know what cup stacking was, and they told me at the daycare that the kids from the elementary school had it, or in their bags and that, and then Jenny, she had watched them do it, and she wanted to try. Ran to Target, got a set, and there was a video with it, and playing the video, she watched that and took right to it. She started stacking.
And she just got very good almost overnight, it seemed like. She just all of a sudden doing it well.
Her first competition was they call it the Great Lakes Regional. We're fortunate it's held in Connorsville every year in February. They have what's called special stackers, and they do it by age, the different divisions. And she qualified, or I sent her times in, and we took her over there to Connorsville, and she stacked away. Her first exposure was to relay, and I think when you ask her, she will say relay. Well, it's obvious, relay is her favorite thing.
She practices, she likes to pretend she's practicing relay.
For the relays, yeah. She qualified at the regionals to go to the AAU. It was a qualifying event, so her times were such that she qualified in her division. She has the record for the special stacker division. She has the record for that.
Learn sportsmanship.
You like to learn sportsmanship?
I like learn sportsmanship. Head-to-head relay. I like head-to-head relay.
She practices almost every day because she has her cups stacked, set up on a table in our house, and when she comes in the evening, she'll a lot of times go straight to that and just start stacking cups. And a lot of times in the morning she'll get up early, and when she comes downstairs she goes stack a few cups for a little bit. Or working with other kids her age and working with the relay team especially. Also hand-eye coordination work and just the physical part of it.
The sportsmanship. They really have stressed that with the WSSA, the Sports Stacking Association. I think really what she gets out of it is her confidence and also just the friendships she'll make along the way.
Happy. I like happy.
You feel happy?
Columbus North physics classes held their annual boat race September 25th. Students were challenged to create boats out of cardboard and race them in the pool. Students decorated their boats and dressed up as various characters. BNN talked to junior Johanna Anderson about her boat building process.
After we cut out all the pieces, we taped them together, then we spray painted it to make the colors all pretty. we covered it in plastic so it would be waterproof.
We also caught up with Junior Chase Leslie to find out how she came up with a theme for her boat.
We were gonna actually, if we were gonna sing, we might as well make it a pool kind of themed or beach themed.
For your student life update, I'm Emma Wilson reporting for BNN. Now back to the studio.
Here's an inside look at how one North family put a positive spin on a tragic event.
We did it actually to help raise money originally for Rachel. It was a combination of necessity and, I guess, ingenuity at the same time. In 2011, Rachel went into cardiac arrest. Her heart had stopped for almost 9 minutes. That's a long time when it comes to being without oxygen. The doctors originally told us there was no chance for survival if she did survive. Chances are that she wouldn't be able to talk, probably wouldn't be able to walk, and they didn't know what kind of quality of life she would have. Well, we ended up getting a hold of a doctor in Louisiana that's told us that Rachel is treatable, that her deficits can be fixed. They don't think that Rachel is as severe off as originally anticipated or originally diagnosed here in Indiana. This doctor down in Louisiana has been doing this, what they call HBOT therapy, which is hyperbaric chamber therapy. What these chambers do is these chambers give them 100% oxygen. Not only is it 100% oxygen, but it's pressurized. Most people don't realize you only breathe 20% oxygen. She's going to be receiving anywhere from 700 to 1,000 times the normal dosage of oxygen. And what that does is that gets absorbed into your skin, it goes into your bloodstream, it helps spark the neurons, it helps develop more new brain cells. But in Rachel's case, since the diagnosis may have changed, originally she was diagnosed as anoxic. Anoxic means the brain cells are dead. Well, hypoxic, which is what they're thinking Rachel is, means that those brain cells aren't dead, that those brain cells are in shock or slow acting. And what this oxygen chamber will do, it will basically jumpstart all of those neurons to start working again. And one morning I woke up and I said to my wife, I said, if I build an ice cream truck, would you drive it? Number one, it would help raise money to help us with some therapies and help us pay some bills. I said, but it would be great therapy for Rachel. She thought I was nuts. Then she mentioned it to one of our daughter's therapists. And our therapist said, what an awesome idea. So the idea came to fruition. The first truck was bought and built because it was just a van when we got it. And we put the window in, the electrical system, the lighting, the music system and everything, and started it down the road.
Me and my dad are usually in one truck, and my mom and my sister are usually in the other. I usually either take care of the customers or assist with getting the ice cream. We do have some common people. We have different routes for every day, different areas of town. We do Columbus and North Vernon.
The artist's name is Charles Fazzino. If you look him up, he's a very famous artist out of New York City. He actually started following Rachel's posts when we started doing the blog when she first got sick. And he actually donated all the artwork for the ice cream truck. Mom and Dad know when they see these trucks coming down the road and it says Neat Treats on the side and the bells are going and the music's playing, that they know that they can trust them.
The special edition Converse are ready to be ordered. Check out this segment to learn more.
The city of Columbus has teamed up with Converse to create a custom design that celebrates Columbus history and basketball in Indiana. Inspired by Columbus High School alumni and basketball captain Charles or Chuck Taylor. The special Chucks have a unique design that includes Chuck Taylor's signature in the iconic Columbus C, and the Converse 5-point star marks the location of Columbus in an Indiana-shaped free throw lane. BNN made their way to City Hall and spoke to the 36th Mayor of Columbus, Kristen Brown, to learn more about how the idea came about.
I thought it would be fun to build some awareness and community pride by having a Wear Your Chucks Day in the city of Columbus, where everyone would wear their Chuck Taylors and possibly buy some in advance just to participate in the event. And somebody suggested that I time that with the East-North basketball games in December for the girls' basketball game and the boys' basketball game, which I thought was a great idea, particularly because Chuck Taylor played basketball for the Columbus High Bulldogs. I actually just cold called the product line manager at Converse in Massachusetts and told him who I was and what I wanted to do. and they've been very supportive and cooperative, so they worked with us. And we had some fashion design students at Indiana University help us with the concepts, and we went back and forth with a small group here, and then also Mike Bodart at Hoosier Sporting Goods.
To get your very own Columbus-inspired Chucks during this one-time offer, order online at wearyourchucks.com or at Hoosier Sporting Goods located on Washington Street by November 9th.
I'm going to order them for my son and my daughter. My son is a graduate last year from Columbus North, and I just asked him, would you like some? He said yes, and because I was kind of surprised. He had not really been into Chucks, but he thought those were cool. And my daughter and I have about the same size feet, so I'll probably share them with her.
The shoes will arrive in early December, just in time to wear them to the rivalry basketball games on December 18th and 19th.
For your local news update, I'm Allison Griffith. Now back to the studio. Watch this segment to learn more about how one North student overcame a devastating accident.
Hi, my name is Alex Rivera. I am a freshman at Columbus North. I play basketball and I wakeboard, and I have a prosthetic leg. So it was Labor Day weekend of 2009. My family and we went down to our lake house on Lake Monroe in Bloomington, and we brought some family friends with us, and we spent the whole Labor Day weekend there. On Sunday at around 5:30, 5:45ish, we were getting ready to head in with the tube, but it was such a short distance that usually we tie the tube down with bungee cords, but since we were going a short distance, we decided might as well just leave it on the back, nothing's gonna happen. So we wrapped all the rope up in a circle and we threw it on the boat. And when I sat down on the back of the boat, I put my left foot in the middle of all the rope, and as soon as the boat took off, the tube went flying off the back of the boat. So my dad stopped the boat immediately, and the friend who we had on there, the dad, was a paramedic, luckily, so he jumped in and got me. He took me up to the boat, and as I was in the water, I didn't really feel much pain. I just was like, whoa, what's happening? And then I reached down and felt a throbbing in my left foot, and so I touched it, and I felt this weird, squishy, spongy stuff, and I lifted it up, and it was my tissue, and it was just completely detached, hanging on by a little piece of skin. And so they took me up into the boat. My mom took off her belt. She tourniqueted it and squeezed it tight to stop the blood flowing to help it, and put a towel over my face, and that's all I remember. I was kind of scared that I wasn't gonna make it, but I was hopeful at the same time because the reason why I decided to get it cut off was because I was looking at a magazine at prosthetic legs, and I thought, wow, this one looked cool, I want that. So that was my whole option. So I was hopeful that I'd be able to run again and be able to do all these sports, but scared at the same time that something bad was gonna happen. And then it was my option to cut off my leg. It was either the option attach the leg and never be able to walk, or take off the leg and use a prosthetic and be able to have like 60% chance I'd be able to run and stuff, and then like a 30 or 40% chance that I couldn't. And so I thought that was a no-brainer. But in the hospital, once I got the hopping down, then it was get me into a leg that fit and gave me the mobility to walk even like the slightest bit, and then it was walking on that, and then taking it out into the real world with a walker and be able to just walk around like up and down stairs, and then on different types of terrain. And then it was getting me into something like this, where slight foot flexibility, and then to the point where I could walk on my own. It started off with somebody being behind me and pretty much me taking baby steps, and then being behind me in case something were to happen. And then it turned into walking on my own without needing anybody behind me. And then it turned into starting to run. And then it turned into, just running and walking freely, not having to worry about anything. And it just clicks in like that. And then I do this. Pull this up, and it is on.
And that's it for this week, Bulldogs. I'm Maddie Smith.
And I'm Michaela Matheny. Thanks for watching.
BNN is a proud partner of CNHS Media at Columbus North High School in Columbus, Indiana. All music is provided by American Music Company, Incorporated.